This presentation is the 10 cents a meal evaluation results for 2018-2019 for the School Nutrition Association of Michigan 2020 virtual conference. Greetings, I'm Colleen Matz, Farm to Institution Specialist at the MSU Center for Regional Food Systems and coordinator of the Michigan Farm to Institution Network. I've also served as the evaluation partner for the 10 cents a meal for school kids and farms program, which we'll refer to as 10 cents. As managers of extremely tight budgets and navigators of layers of requirements for operating child nutrition programs, I think you would agree that you cannot afford to continue to serve foods that students will not take or eat. It follows then that food service directors participating in 10 cents offer the best insights into how the program impacts children, especially given that it would take significant financial and staff capacity to conduct research studies of children served by the program. Responses and feedback food service directors provided to monthly evaluation surveys help tell the story of this important program and paint a vivid picture of the ability to which students can access a variety of healthy Michigan-grown foods through schools, one of the legislative requirements of the program. The Michigan Department of Education, MDE, administers the grant program that supports food service directors in purchasing and serving fresh and minimally processed, including frozen, Michigan-grown fruits, vegetables, and legumes. A core team comprised of the Michigan Department of Agriculture and Rural Development, Groundwork Center for Resilient Communities, and Michigan State University Center for Regional Food Systems, which we'll refer to as CRFS, all provide additional support. As the evaluation partner, we at CRFS administer monthly electronic surveys of participating food service directors to better understand how 10 cents impacts school meals and children served by it. For the 2018-2019 year, like previous years of the pilot program, electronic surveys were designed by us at CRFS. Survey links were disseminated by MDE staff through email, along with regular reminders to food service directors to respond, which led to high response rates across all surveys. Each monthly survey asked participating food service directors to report Michigan-grown foods served for the first time, promotional and educational activities implemented to support 10 cents, adult community members engaged in the activities, and open responses for positive and negative impacts of participating. Special surveys conducted at the start of the year, mid-year, and year-end also included some additional questions. The September baseline survey asked about food service budgets and spending for the previous school year, and motivators, barriers, and logistical challenges for sourcing Michigan-grown fruits, vegetables, and legumes. The December mid-year and May year-end surveys included questions about food service budgets and spending for the current school year, impacts and outcomes of participating, and open-ended questions and spaces for feedback about the program and its stakeholders. Responses to the budget questions and adults engaged in activities were limited in some cases and unreliable in others, so they're not summarized here or in the full report. The evaluation survey results we're going to cover today are for the 2018-2019 pilot year, the last regular year of the program since budget negotiations and the pandemic delayed the 2019-2020 state budget and funding for the program. In 2018-2019, $493,500 was provided to 57 10 cents grantees in 5 prosperity regions, and that's up from $210,000 for 16 grantees in 2 prosperity regions in the first year of the pilot in 2016-2017. Here you can see the grantees and their counties for the 2018-2019 school year. 10 cents grant funding available through the state legislature reached fewer than 10%, or about 135,000 of the 1.5 million K-12 school children counted in Michigan in 2018-2019. The percentage of students eligible for free and reduced price meals in participating schools and districts was 5 percentage points lower than that of the overall students in the same year statewide. So that's 45.7% compared to 50.74%. The top 3 motivators for purchasing and serving local foods selected by participating food service directors were support the local economy, increase student consumption of fruits and vegetables, and help Michigan farms and businesses. Lack of products available at certain times of year, which is related to seasonal availability of Michigan agricultural products, has been the most frequently selected barrier, and budget constraints the second most frequently selected barrier over all 3 years of 10 cents. The top 3 logistical challenges to purchasing local foods selected for 2018-19 were the same as those selected by food service directors participating in 2017-2018, just in a slightly different order. They were a lack of a distribution method to get food to my building or buildings, lack of staff labor to prepare local foods, and lack of storage. Nearly all food service directors, 53 of 55, or 96% who responded to the survey, responded affirmatively that 10 cents allowed them to try new Michigan-grown foods in school meals they otherwise would not have tried. After many duplicate responses were removed, there were 544 reported instances of food service directors trying Michigan-grown fruit, vegetable, or legume for the first time throughout the school year. On average, food service directors reported trying 10 new Michigan-grown foods. The top 3 Michigan-grown vegetables tried for the first time were salad greens or salad mix, winter squash, and asparagus. The top 3 fruits were apples, blueberries, and plums. Food service directors reported trying new Michigan-grown legumes 40 times across all monthly surveys throughout the school year. In future years, it seems that questions about these new foods could be less frequently asked and or simplified to compared to invoice tracking of local food purchasing to improve reliability and limit the duplicate responses. Together, food service directors reported a total of 682 instances of conducting promotional activities to support 10 cents. The months in which the food service directors reported these activities seems to have a seasonal pattern to it, similar to that of Michigan agriculture, with the most activities occurring in the fall harvest season. Tasting activities were by far the most common type of promotional activity conducted to support 10 cents, and food service directors consider them to be the most successful too. Food service directors also reported a total of 166 instances of tasting or taste testing activities for educational purposes, but we can't really know if these responses were duplicates of tasting activities for promotional purposes. So in total, food service directors reported conducting fewer educational activities, 461 instances, than promotional activities, 682 throughout the school year. You can see in this chart how frequently food service directors selected outcomes from a given list of statements over the past 3 years of the program. For the 3rd year in a row, food service directors most frequently selected the variety of produce served in school meals has increased as an outcome of participating in 10 cents. This year, food service directors also selected most frequently, we can plan local produce and legume purchasing with greater certainty, and food vendors and farmers are more willing to supply our food service program. We also asked about a set of statements related to the impacts of participating in 10 cents. Food service directors agreed most strongly with the impact statements that they offered both more local fruits and more local vegetables in their school meals due to 10 cents in the 2018-2019 year. We offered a few spaces for food service directors to provide written feedback on certain topics, so you'll see some of that feedback as direct quotes here. Food service directors provided generally positive feedback about the influence of 10 cents on farms and food suppliers, but reactions from school food service professionals were a little more mixed to purchasing and serving local foods through 10 cents, primarily due to the extra work those foods seem to require. Apologies for my cat. Additional open-ended feedback indicated enthusiasm for the program and the variety and quality of Michigan-grown fruits, vegetables, and legumes served through it, perceived positive impacts on students and farmers, and desire for it to continue and be expanded. Food service directors also commented on challenges associated with and ways to improve the program in general, and more specifically about the monthly evaluation surveys, claims, and tracking of purchases that are required to participate. So more of the administrative side of things. In future years, it seems a number of the evaluation questions could be asked less frequently and still provide reliable results with less duplication. A few areas for improvement pertain to the evaluation questions about budgets, promotional and education activities, and purchasing and serving Michigan fruits, vegetables, and legumes for the first time. Program design recommendations include additional funding to help grantees conduct promotional and educational activities, simplifying tracking of local food purchases made through the program, helping food service directors share and connect with each other around local food vendors and suppliers, and intentionally applying a racial and health equity lens to the application and selection process at the start of each program year. At the time of this recording, it appears that 10 cents is likely to be funded for the 2020-2021 school year as an expanded statewide program. The state budget is just awaiting signature from the governor. So we will hopefully be able to try out some of these adjustments in the coming school year. If you're interested in learning more about 10 cents evaluation efforts, you can find them on our website at foodsystems.msu.edu. We have a new microsite dedicated to 10 cents, but these resources are available through the Michigan Farm to School page as well. And that's at farm to school, all spelled out, .msu.edu. And as always, you can find more news, updates, and tools available about the program at the program website itself, which is 10centsmichigan.org. And that's 10 spelled out, TEN. Also newly available on the CRFS website is a framework about why 10 cents matters. This framework was developed with input and feedback from a group of 10 cents stakeholders in Michigan, along with reviews from a few national partners. On the second page of the framework, you can see some of the results that are expected to be achieved through 10 cents with the program design from 2018-2019 in mind. As 10 cents was included in the state school age budget, you'll likely see more information coming soon to engage in this unique program, which is just one of a few of its kind in the US. Thank you to all of the food service directors who participated in 10 cents and our evaluation activities in previous years. And I look forward to working with even more of you in the program year ahead, assuming that it gets funded. Thank you.